Okay, so J.D. Rockefeller, oil industry, today's medical world. What do they have in common? So first off, TikTok world, it's my opinion, doing any research, just my opinion. So back in the early 1900s, I want to say it was like 1905, somewhere around there, J.D. Rockefeller, who was the steward of the Rockefeller fortune, had to maintain and continue the growth of the Rockefeller fortune, right? One of the industries he was part of was the oil industry. He produced a ton of oil. A byproduct of the oil industry is petroleum. So he had all this excess petroleum. Now, what do you do with that? Him and his foundation, his people, decided to rewrite the medical world. So prior to that, we had more natural forms, kind of like nature medicine, if you will, natural medicine. So what they did was they spoke to the government and they said, hey, we're going to fund new schools, new textbooks, new curriculums. We're going to build all this out for you. In exchange, we are going to, in that reworking came a lot of our pharmaceuticals we have today. And in those pharmaceuticals at the time were the use of petroleum. Now, our bodies are not intended to process petroleum, so it becomes a nasty contagion in our body, I guess is the best way of putting it. It does all these horrible things to our body because we're not intended to have it, but it was put in our pharmaceuticals. So now we're 120 years later. We are sick as a nation beyond belief. We are obese as a nation. The average person can't, never mind run a mile, can't jog a quarter mile. Everyone's skin is gray and their diets are horrible. That's part of the seed oil and the petroleum. So I recommend that you guys do some research on the link between Rockefeller, oil, and medical world. And let that rabbit hole just go, because it's a deep dive. He did continue to foster and grow his fortune through this method. So he was a good steward in that sense for him and his family. Most people know him as being one of the most prolific philanthropists in the nation. And that's how most people see him. Unfortunately, behind the scenes, he's not such a great guy. Anyway, Rockefeller, oil industry, medical world. Check it out.